Yo, what's going on, guys? And according to Shams Charania, the Kings have signed Skal Labissiere to a 10-day contract. He's been playing for the Kings affiliate. This is his third stint. He was the Sacramento Kings 2016 first-round pick. And Labissiere has averaged 16 points and 7.5 rebounds. My colleague at Hoops Hype has reported the Sacramento Kings center, Domantas Sabonis, is being reevaluated in a week after an MRI confirmed he suffered a grade 1 hamstring strain. Now, the Kings bring back a familiar face in Labissiere on a 10-day contract. He's on the Stockton Kings, which means he's down the street. And I asked one of my buddies who works in the Sacramento media what's with their obsession with Labissiere, as he was selected in the first round back in 2016. And in the G this year, he's averaged 15.7 rebounds, 2 assists, 1.5 blocks, and just under a steal, 61% from the field, and 34% from three. He had a 40-point game against the Iowa Wolves. And with Domas sidelined at least for a week, the Kings are in need of depth at the center position. They let go of Alex Len. Jonas Valanciunas is the only team's remaining traditional center. Labissiere is kind of a traditional center now. And since joining Sacramento, Jonas Valanciunas averaged 8.5 points and 6 rebounds in 16 minutes a night. Trey Lyles and Keegan Murray are technically the only other guys who have the size to play the minutes at the 5. Trey is probably the only one I'd be one there. So Labissiere would be another front court option to help maintain some interior defense and rebounding while Sabonis recovers. And from my understanding, because he was signed, maybe he was signed yesterday and they're announcing it today, but if that's the case, then he would be eligible for the playoffs. Either way, Labissiere, in theory, has the ability to hit the mid-range jumper, stretch out to three-point range, which makes him a complementary piece for a team that has somewhat spacing issues. Either way, they're a high-paced offense that is 99.2 in pace, 13th in the NBA, and with Zach LaVine and Malik Monk and DeMar DeRozan being two guys who do like to attack the paint, he can play off of them, as well as Malik Monk, while also being a guy who is able to use his long arms to disrupt the passing lanes. I think him showing that he can be a three-point shooter, and over the last 5 G League games, he's averaged 21 and 10, I think is something huge. And Labissiere, the biggest problem with him was that he was too small. He struggled against bigger and more physical guys. He's always had the length and mobility. Hopefully now he's had the strength and bulked up to go against the elite bigs in the NBA. And rebounding is the other thing. I think while he's 28 years old, he's no longer a raw prospect. We saw Bruno Colo when he came back to the NBA. He was a center. And these guys, once they become seasoned journeymen, they're just looking to carve out a role. So if he can capitalize on this 10-day contract, it'll determine if he's going to secure a long-term stay with the Kings or elsewhere. Under interim head coach Doug Christie, I think the Sacramento Kings are going to value a big who will be able to facilitate, stretch the floor, and just operate within this motion offense that they're running. Labissiere, if he can just floor space, rim protect, and give some rebounding, he'll help a Kings team that ranks 7th in offensive rating, 16th in defensive rating, 116 to 114. And honestly, defensively, they don't need him to be like a stalwart. They just need him to be able to do some drop coverage and be a help side shot blocker. So I think that's really it. And his future could lead to maybe getting a multi-year deal and sticking around Sacramento, or having another team pique their interest. But let me hear your thoughts on that one.